Okay, got called out, 2010 Chevy Malibu, and they got a misfire on this car. Only when it's put in drive or only under acceleration at idle. She runs smooth, no problem at all there at all. But I've already diagnosed this car. Very quickly, the very first thing that I want to see, that coil, that misfire code, by the way, also sometimes would set a coil code or a coil driver code. I'll get the code numbers for you after the fact. So I came out here and all I did was grab the 4 pink and black wires that are the feed to each one of these 4 coils. As you can see, this coil here was originally on cylinder 4. They did a quick swap here just to verify, see whether or not it followed it. Let me stop this for a second and I'll show you guys what the coil ramps look like. And we'll try to bring that in so that way it's a little bit easier to see. And what you'll see, get a little bit more on the screen clearly. Well, let's see, maybe you'll see it if the lighting works with me. Let's see if that can get a little bit better. All right, a little bit better, but you'll see one higher, one lower, one lower, one lower, one higher. Okay, so take a quick look directly at those ramps and see, is that actually what we're searching for? So here is our higher. Nothing that really stands out about it. Good turn on, good turn off. Decent little ramp. Amperage may be a little bit higher, but no big deal. And we'll just compare that to one of these cylinders here. This is one of the OEM coils that's on there. The original coils. Good turn on, good turn off. I can't keep this thing to stay focused on there. There we go. Sorry about the glare, guys. Nothing much I can do about that. Well, let me see. Maybe there is. Not really. Got blue skies behind me here, so it makes it a little bit harder. But anyhow, so good coil ramp on this one. So what was my next step there? Obviously it happens when you put it in drive. So let me go back out here. I'll run this live again, put it back out on the zoomed out portion. And the very first thing you want to do is, we said it happens in drive. Grab a hold of that radiator support and start rocking the car back and forth, back and forth. And when you do that, keep an eye up there on the screen and see if we can't locate. Well, of course I probably disturbed it, knowing where the problem is now. But what you would see is one of the coils would drop out. I'll show you guys a file of that afterwards. So once I did that, I knew right away it's not a computer problem, it's not a driver problem, it's not a coil problem. What we have here is a harness type problem. Gave it a little wiggle around out here on the harness, moved it around, didn't see any dropouts there. And then I worked my way down here by the computer and looked down there at right over here where it touches up against the line. And if I get in there again, let's see if I can do it. And if I touch it down, there it is. You see that dropout that came up there? Let me pause it for a second. And I'll go back a screen or two. And if you look right there, there's our missing coil. We lost the coil driver there. Remember before, right? We had 3 smalls in between the bigs. That's our 4 cylinders. So that one there happened to be cylinder number 4. What I did was, just to verify for sure that that's what it was, I just grabbed the Pico wand, I laid it up against the side of the coil like this just to give me some kind of a trigger, and then I know what cylinder it's on rather than having to get anything else out. It's quick and easy, and we can identify it. So the wiring harness, that's actually a better shot of it. Right here is where it's touching. And if I sit there and I do that, you guys will never be able to pick that up on camera, I can cause a light miss. So remember, if you're out there working by yourself and they tell you something like that and you go on there and everything looks okay, one of the things you can do, and this is good for checking motor mounts and everything else, is rock the car back and forth, right? Because when we put it in drive, obviously the same exact thing happens, right? The motor torques up a little bit and we'll start to tug on a harness that may or may not be tugged any other time. So just use that as part of your testing. Let me see, if I go back into the recent files, I can show you guys, where is it? Rocking the Malibu, there it is. And let me bring that back out to full size for you. And this was just when I was rocking it back and forth. Okay? So that's what I originally found there. I noticed it right away. I took note of it. And then once I saw that, I said, okay, I'm looking for some type of wiring issue, right? The computer's not going to change anything just by me putting it in drive and accelerating a little bit. I'm looking for something that's going to be torquing on the motor, and that's ended up what it actually is on this. Sorry, stuttering over my own words. But down there on that line, which again is right here, kind of hard to see, but maybe you guys can hear it in there. But that's when we sit there and we drop out our coil. So we'll repair the wires on this thing, we'll reloom that and move it into a better position, see if maybe we can't pull it up off of that line a little bit, and that'll be the end of this one. But just wanted to give you guys, more of a diagnostic process when you're out here working on the cars. That's it. Have a good day.